Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's so good to be here, so good to see you. Oh, I needed that boogie tonight. If you're in lockdown in Australia or anywhere in the world, my heart goes out to you. Lean into your crafting. I'm trying to remind myself to do that. If you need an ear to bend, by all means you can PM me, DM me, add a comment and down below. I always respond to all my messages, and let's try and be positive and look forward and see the light at the end of the tunnel. Let's hope. If you didn't know already, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, myself or Natalie from Nat's Crafty Life, who's with us tonight in the chat, we go live and hopefully we try and teach you something new or something you've been interested in on behalf of Cricket for Australians. I go live on my YouTube channel and Nat goes live in the Facebook group. Links to everything down in the description below as well. If you don't know who I am, my name's Paul, Scissors Paper Paul on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and now TikTok, if you can believe that. Having a bit of fun with that at the moment, so by all means you can follow me on all of those channels. I share different inspiration and different content on each of those channels. For example, the link for tonight's project I will include in the pinned post on the very top of my Facebook group, or my Facebook page, Scissors Paper Paul. There's a YouTube projects link picture. I'm dressed up as Santa Claus, and I post all of the links in there. And you can use those, and I use Design Space files so that I can share them, but also if you want to sell them or use them for whatever purpose that you want, they're yours to do so. I don't own any of those projects. They're all Cricut Design Space images. But tonight we're going to do a really, really fun card. So this was a Design Space project. This little, hopefully you can see that. It says, "Dad, I love you" on the front. And when you open it up, it says this much. And I just thought that was so adorable. I've been wanting to make this for years. And I thought, well, why not use my son's hand as the outline instead of the hands that are actually included in the project. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can upload that. It's a really great technique if you're uploading artwork, if you want to make stickers, and I'll link to another video above where you can turn your kids' artwork into stickers. But if you want to upload handwriting, someone who's a loved one, whether they're still around or maybe they've passed, you can make really great keepsakes, perfect for coming up to that holiday season for the Christmas period as well. But I thought really, really cute Father's Day card. Plenty of room on the back for the kids to write out. Obviously, if you've got more than one, you might want to put one, if you've got two, one hand on the front, one on the back. If you've got more than two, well, it's up to you. Either pick your favorites, or you can make lots and lots of these, and I'm sure the kids would actually love helping you put these together as well. I recorded this for my live on Sunday, and I completely mucked it up, worked out what my mistake was. So tonight I'm going to show you live so that you don't make the same mistakes. Okay, I've done all the cutting because I don't think you need to know how the sausage is made. It's literally just a cardstock project. We're going to get straight into, I'm going to jump into the comments and have a look. If you're new to my channel, type new because I want to meet you. Hello, and I've forgotten your name already, but the person all the way from Scotland, I mean, that's amazing. My grandfather's actually from Young in the Shetland Islands, and so I've got a bit of Scottish background there as well. But wonderful that I'm reaching you guys all the way over the other side of the world. So I hope you're safe and well over there as well. So let's jump into the comments and then we'll get started. And it's in lockdown in Sydney. Mwah. I mean, honestly, I'm from Melbourne. I know exactly how you guys are feeling. My heart absolutely goes out to all of you. Janine's excited for the card, which is awesome. Lots of regulars here. Hey, Tennille. Terry Ann's here from Bundaberg. Awesome. I've got lots of family in Queensland, and I've got an aunt up there called Terry Ann as well. Cheryl's down here with me in good old Melbourne. Welcome, Cheryl. Great to see everyone here. If you do have a question, make sure you type that into the comments as well. It doesn't have to be about this particular project. It can be anything cricket related. I'm basically here to share my cricket knowledge and expertise with you so that you can master these incredible machines and products that ultimately we want you to make beautiful, gorgeous things. And if you can, hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I'm almost at 5,000. And I think when you get to 5,000, got to be giveaway time, right? All right, so let's jump into the overhead and we'll just talk about what we're going to need tonight for our project. So of course you'll need a mat, you'll need cardstock, links again in the description. The cardstock that I use this is all AC cardstock from Spotlight. Again, links in the description. It cuts on medium cardstock with your Cricuts. It works just really beautifully, and it's what I use 95% of the time. As I say, I've already done all of my cutting. You will need a scoring stylus, or if you have one of the maker machines, you can use the scoring wheel. Now, this is not really a joy project. You could cut the longer white pieces if you wanted to by manually, and you could fold them manually, but this is really more an explore or a maker project. So you definitely want the scoring stylus. Glue. Everyone knows my favorite glue, and I think I've included a description of the Scotch Tacky glue. It's just the best. I can't say enough great things about it. It's liquid glue, so you've got a bit of wiggle room if you make a mistake. It dries clear, so if it oozes out at all, it'll dry clear and it's not going to ruin your project. So if you can find this, buy this. And I pop it into a little needle nose bottle, and you can get these on Amazon. Lincraft have them if you can go into store, or you might be able to get them online. But just little needle nose bottles, and it just means that I can get really precision gluing when I'm putting my projects together. Hot tip for you, make sure you always put the lid on to keep it nice and dry. If it does dry out, it gets clogged, just get a pin or a safety pin or a needle and just sort of give it a wee poke around and it will come good. You also know, if you've been watching me for a while, this is hands down my favorite glue tape runner. It is called Kokuyo. It used to be from Officeworks. If you Google it online, you should be able to find it. I think there's a new supplier and I can't remember the name of it. The reason that I love it so much is because it has these tiny little dots of glue, and if you make a mistake, you can literally just rub it off and it comes off beautifully. So really, really great product there. You can use a bone folder. This isn't the one that I normally use. This is great for folding cards. If you make a lot of cards, you don't really need it for this project, but I just wanted to sort of call that out. Some of my stuff is still packed away, so I couldn't find the one that I use normally, but this is a bone folder. And my little silhouette pickup stick. So I bought this at Craft Online. It's basically a little stick with blue tack at the end, and it's really good for just picking up little teeny tiny pieces and placing them exactly where you want them to go. And you know, it's really, really, really handy. So people always go mad for that. I think I forgot to put a description, but silhouette pick me up, that's what it's called. So you can Google it. Mat, I'm going to get rid of. Now what I'm going to do is, I've got too many things connected to my computer so you can see me as well. So I'm going to hold this up nice and high. So as I mentioned, this is great for uploading images that you have taken a photo of, so like your kids' artwork. The only thing I'm not going to show you tonight is taking a photo, which you literally do with a smart device, because my son's other dad took the photo and actually sent it to me. But everything else, you literally just white piece of paper, draw around their hand with a black or dark texture, and then you're going to just take a photo of it, and then we're going to follow the following steps. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type or press new project. Now, you can upload these images on the desktop as well, but I find it easier to do in the app. Now, this is iOS with the Apple product. It'll be similar in Android, but I don't have an Android device, so I can't tell you exactly what's different or where things might be, but it's going to be very, very similar. Down the bottom here, around the middle, or just to the left of the middle, there's a button that says upload. So I'm going to press that, and then we get the options to take a photo. We can select from our photo library, we can browse files on the device, or we can open uploaded images. But I'm actually going to select from photo library. I only have one image in there, which is my son's hand. So I'm going to select that, and it's downloading from the cloud. Okay, and there we go. You can see the outline of my hand, and you can also see a black box on the top right. Now, the black box on the top right, that's actually a preview of what we currently would be cutting. So if I was to upload this, it would literally be a black square. Okay, so we want to clean up our image, and we've got a couple of options. We can use the magic wand to remove. We've got an eraser tool. We can crop as well, and we've got undo and redo. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the magic wand, and I'm going to select outside the image. And now you can see it's removed the background, and you can see now we've got a cutout of the actual hand. I'm pretty happy with that, but you can keep pressing until you've removed all the parts that you don't want. I'm going to click tap. It says here, what am I going to do? Up the top right, it's got next. Okay. And then this is why I love using the app, because I find it's much easier to smooth out the lines. So you'll see here it's really jagged in parts. If I zoom in, you can see it's really jagged, and that's exactly how it would cut. It would take forever and it would be a hot mess. So we've got a couple of options. We can despeckle. So if you've got lots of sort of spots on the outside, you can despeckle it. I'm going to use the smooth function. And then you just keep tapping smooth, smooth, and I'll zoom in. See how that's all nice and smooth now? Smooth it out until you're happy with it. I'm happy with that now, and I'm going to click next. Again, ask me if you've got any questions. I'm going to choose cut because we're going to do a cut file, not a print file, and then I can label that Leighton's hand. Leighton's hand. And then I'm just going to click done, and then top right again, I'm just going to click save. And now that's going to get saved into Design Space. So super easy. If you haven't done it before, I really encourage you to do it. Have a little play with it. Again, if you've not done it before, just grab a photo that's on your device at the moment and just give it a whirl. All right, so let's jump into Cricut Design Space. And make sure you can see that. Okay, so here is the actual project. And in this project, as I mentioned, you will see these little hands. Now, the reason that I've left those in there is because if you don't want to play favorites and choose your favorite child, you could use these hands, but also because any uploaded images that I have, I can't share those files with you because for copyright reasons, you don't know where those hands have come from, whether I'm a designer or whether they're mine that I own, yada, yada, yada. So I just left them there just to help you and guide you, like I'm about to now, when you upload your own handprints and to get the sizing right and things like that. All right. But in the end, on the right hand side on the layers panel here, what I can do is ultimately I will hide both of those, but we'll do the sizing first. And then then we can get rid of that one, so we don't want to cut it, even though I've already done my cutting. The other thing that I've done is the white piece on the original file was a long cut on a 24-inch mat or a 60-centimeter mat. Now, two things. One, some of us don't have the long mats. I do, but I don't have white cardstock that is that long. So I've sliced it for you. I've added a little tab. I've added all the score lines. So you're good to go and you don't need to do any math or anything like that. I've done all of that for you. All right, so let's upload our image. So on the left-hand side, what I can do is I can just click on upload. And the reason I'm doing that is then I can just see all the images that I've uploaded already. I can select the one that I want and click insert. Boom, there's my hand. I'm going to change it to green because that is the color that I decided to cut my hand in. So we'll make it green. And then using this other hand here, the smaller one on the left as a template, so I know that I'm going to get my sizing right, I'm just going to adjust it accordingly until it's basically the right size. Another way, if I right click and send to back, I can see that those words and everything are going to fit nicely on there as well, because we want to make sure that everything comes together nicely. So if I'm happy with that, I can select it. I can Command C or Control C to copy, and then Command V or Control V to copy, and then I've got my two handprints. So one for the front and one for the back. Then I can select that previous one that comes with the file. I can come down to the layers panel and I can just hide it, and then I can cut and I'm good to go. So I hope that all makes sense. I'm going to jump into the comments before we do the construction and just make sure I haven't missed anything. Karen's here. Welcome, Karen. Good to see you. So good to see all the regulars here. Any questions? Nat saying she's going to head to the craft room and craft whilst watching. Awesome. Can let us know what you're making, Nat. Natalie will be live next week as well. She wasn't sure today what she was going to do next Thursday, but Natalie, if you've changed your mind, let me know. Oh, Natalie's playing with glitter. My least favourite material. Elizabeth's from Perth. Sending out all the love as well. Paul, so we've got Scotland in the house. We've now got the UK as well. So good to have you here. London, I should say, or that area anyway. Great to see everyone. Carol saying, what was the name of the program, please? That was Cricut Design Space app on my smart device. Okay, so it's the same app. And once you upload or design on the app, everything's in the cloud, and so you can use it across all of your different devices. All right, so let's go to the overhead and let's do some construction. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to move our keyboard out of the way. So I'm just going to take our white pieces, and the first part is going to be glued basically to the sort of back of the first part of the hand. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a mountain fold. So we're folding that one up and just making sure that everything's nice and square across each side. And again, you can use your bone folder if you want, or you can just finger press it. I think this is fine, just to finger press. And then we're just going to go opposites. So just following those score lines, just concertining it. Was that a word? Zigzagging. And with this first piece, you'll notice that we also have that small little flap, that overhang. So just fold that as well. And that's one piece. So we know that this second piece is going to be glued on top of that. So again, first one's going to be a mountain fold. Now, if you get this around the wrong way, you'll know straight away it's not the end of the world. You can just fold it opposite. So don't stress too much about the folding. But I just think this is such a cute card. I've been wanting to make it for years. So I'm so glad that I finally have done that, and that I can show you what mistake I made as well, because we all make mistakes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to join these two long pieces together. So I'm going to put my flap at the back, and I'm going to glue my second shorter piece to that flap. So I'm going to use my tape runner for this. So some glue down there, lining those two pieces up, just butting it up there, making sure it's aligned. And then we'll just press that all together. And we now have one really, really long piece. Yay, super easy. All right, so we'll move that out the way. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add our hearts, and we're going to add the words "this much." So the first thing we're going to do is we want to leave the first piece blank, because as I mentioned, that is going to be behind your hand, your palm, or whatever you want to call it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a love heart right here. And again, I'm just going to use tape runner for this, because it's just easier. Line it up in the middle of the square. And when you're happy with it, just glue that down. And the next part, we'll do "this much." And I'll grab my letters. And this time I'm going to use my liquid glue. Now, if you've seen me craft before, you know I do tiny little dots of glue, not lots of glue. It doesn't ooze out everywhere. Tiny little dots, that's all you need. It will stay together, I promise. I'll hold this up against the camera so you can hopefully see all those little teeny tiny dots. That's all you need to do. So we're just, again, lining that up into the middle of the square. And again, because it's liquid glue, we've got a bit of wiggle room. We can move it around. When I'm happy with it, just press it down. Again, this is hands down the best glue I have found. I know art glitter glue is really popular as well. Also one that's not the easiest to find, but I haven't used it myself, but if you can find that, it's very, very good. I don't use spray adhesives because I don't find you get that, one, it's really messy, and two, you don't get that wiggle room, sort of adjust things and move things around. It's once you kind of stick it down, you kind of got to really commit. And the only time I use spray adhesive is when I am quilting and I'm connecting my batting to my quilt top or backing fabric. All right, now this is where I made the mistake. So with the S doesn't actually go in the middle here. It actually goes across closer to this fold. And then the M is going to go on the very next square. So what I did is I put it here, I did a space, and then I did MU, and I ran out of room, right? So the S goes a little bit closer, butting it up to this edge. And it doesn't look weird because the I is a narrow letter as well. So the two together look totally fine. I was so angry. I did all the recording, and I got all the way to the end to glue the final pieces together. And I'm like, what's happened? But there you go. We all make mistakes, and hopefully we learn from them. All right, so we're almost done with this. So the glue will last you forever if you use it sparingly like I do. Everyone knows I'm a paper crafter. I use a lot of glue. If you have, when people can travel again, if you have people going to America or Canada, get them to get it because it's everywhere. Get them to get you, 5 bottles and bring it over. And then send me one. Because that's what I was do. I used to get Jules to get it for me when she was visiting her family in Canada. All right. Making sure I'm spelling this correctly as well. That would be super embarrassing. Have you made Father's Day cards? Have you made Father's Day anything? What are you going to be giving, you know, the father in your life, the father figure, whoever that might be? I know better than anyone, it doesn't have to be biological, so let me know in the comments as well. I'd love to know. I will also be live this Sunday at 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and I'm actually going to be doing another card. I'm going to be showing you how to create an insert card, which can be done on the Joy or on the Maker. We'll just put this last heart on, or the Explore, so any of the machines. So I'll show you it two ways, but also what I'm going to do is try and have a little bit of a scrap buster moment. So using up either cardstock scraps, and in my head, I've got an idea of how to use up some iron-on scraps as well. So tune in for that one. Again, make sure you subscribe and then you won't miss out. So there we go. This time I did it correctly. We're ready to attach that to our hands, but the first thing we'll do is we'll put our words on our front hand. Now you can have it this way or this way. There's no right way, you just do you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the dad on first, I think. And this is just one layer, so I'm just going to make sure everything's going to fit. Yep, cool. All right, so just put a bit of glue again. Oh, just a whole heap just squirted out then. I'll just take some of that off. I don't know if you remember, I was telling a story. I do actually have a Zig 2A pen as well. And I was doing a whole bunch of cards. I think it was like Christmas time. I was doing heaps and heaps of cards. And anyway, I finished the day and I looked down. Oh my God, I thought I had these horrendous varicose veins. Is that how you say varicose? Varicose veins. Oh my God, it was so bad. I rang my mother half. I'm like, oh my God, I've got to make an appointment with the doctor urgently. I don't know what's happened, but they've just come out of nowhere. And what I realized was I was using the glue. It was getting on my hands and my fingers, and I was just wiping it down my leg. I had shorts on, and the blue streaks were just glue. It dried on my legs, but I was panicked, absolutely panicked. All right, so then we'll glue down the love you. I was so upset. I thought, oh my God, what's happened? Another crafty fail. If only TikTok was around then, that would have been a good TikTok video. All right, so we'll pop that down here. Again, there's no right way. Then this has a top layer as well. So we'll glue those on, and then I have an I for I love you. And you could have the dad at the bottom with I love you on the top and say I love you, Dad. If you do make this, please, post it on your socials, tag me. Feel free to share the video as well. And then this goes right on top of the pink layer. So nothing rocket sciencey there. And likewise with the V and the E, and then they'll get a little love heart cut out. But yeah, please, if you make the project, post it on Instagram, tag me. Love it when you guys make my projects. I know the birth announcement one has been incredibly popular worldwide, which is super exciting. And then we'll do our eye, and then we can do the final construction, and we're done. The only thing I didn't include for this was an envelope, and the reason being that you might want to resize your hand for the size, to actually be in scale, depending on your child. And I didn't want to sort of assume that everyone would just do it, the same size. This hand actually, I was going to scale it, but this hand actually worked out based on the measurements that were in the original project, pretty much spot on for the size of my son's hand. All right, so then we've got our two hands. We want to make sure we've got them the right way around because we want them to come together and be the same. All right, so we've got the one on the front and one on the back. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue this piece onto the back of this hand. So again, we've got a tape runner. And we'll glue that on around there. And then we can fold this all the way up. Put a bit of glue on here. And then we just want to match our hands up. Get it around the right way. That's about right to me. And there we have it. There is our little hand card. Dad, I love you this much. And look, we've got love hearts on both ends, which I didn't have on the other one. So there we go. If you think of anything else, any other questions, pop them in the comments. Again, I'll be live on Sunday. And if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll just have a quick look at comments. Zelia did a card making team building with her team. They loved it. Awesome. I love that. Great idea. Sui saying awesome. Thank you, Sui. Guys, laughing at my varicose veins. Hilarious. Stephanie from Tamworth. Yay. Welcome. Awesome. Lisa's in lockdown as well. Brilliant. And Deirdre saying Scrapbook Superstore in Penrith sells the art glitter glue. Yeah. So I know that's a little bit easier to get in some of the craft stores. I think I've got all your questions. If I missed anything, I'll go back. Just one thing, Gay's asking, why did I go with glue or the tape runner? It's just space. Like these are really narrow, so it's easier to use the liquid glue. These are just these parts here to glue on the hands were just larger, so it's just easy to go with tape runner. I could have used liquid glue. I think that would be hard to use your tape runner for those little letters, but there was no other reason other than convenience. And Janine's asking, do you use the scoring stylus in the machine? Yes, you can use the scoring stylus in the Explore and the Maker machines, but the Maker, you can also have the option of the quick swap tools where they have a scoring wheel, single or double. Brilliant. All right, well, wonderful to see you all. I hope that I'm going to get to see you all on the weekend. Take care. And Nat's telling me she is going to have a play with felt. She doesn't know what the project's going to be, but it's going to be felt. She will post about that at some stage next week to give you a bit of advance warning. But I hope that you have a wonderful week, wonderful weekend. Hope that I see you on Sunday. Take care if you're in lockdown or wherever you are, even if you're not locked down. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.